Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dead on Dave, and it is Saturday, and it's time for your daily focus. And a little bit different today. We're going to do two videos. I didn't do an NXT review, forgot to do it, so I'm going to do that now, and then a little bit later on, I will also be doing a Smack Digging It Down review. But first, we're going to knock out the NXT review. Man, I went really high on the T. Did you hear that? Did you hear that, babe? My wife's over here. I heard they went really high. Yeah, the gay Christian, Tyler Breeze, yeah. Might be. All right, so let's get to it because I took notes. And you know, when I take notes, I don't just take notes, I take copious amounts of notes because that's what Dead on Dave does, just like the t-shirt says. As you can see, it should be popping up here in the little gallery thing eventually. Shows my awesome t-shirts designed by the one, the only Isaac Rojas. And you can catch these shirts, you can buy these shirts at deadondave.spreadshirt.com. Make sure you check out the Dead on Dave merch. More is coming, and it will be equally as awesome, I am sure. So let's get to those copious amounts of notes, shall we? And I just realized I can't read my notes because they're too far away. So hopefully I'll be able to, if I'm squinting a lot, it's because I'm trying to read. I'm very far away from my screen right now. Sami Zayn kicks off the show, and he hasn't been seen since he got taken out by the turncoat, the friend betrayer, Kevin Owens. And, you know, I'm watching this promo, and I see that I note, man, he's really great on the mic, and he's great with the fans. And then he started screeching. I don't know what the hell happened. But just out of nowhere, he's like, I maybe his voice just gave out or what, but he started screeching. I'm like, oh no, come on, Sammy, let's rein this back in, buddy, because you had me. It was, and then he quoted ABBA. That's not cool. I mean, look, I love ABBA too. Don't get me wrong, but I know not to quote them. Not here, at least. Not in a ring. What are you doing, man? My microphone is pissing me off right now. All right, so Neville comes out, and they have a nice little moment. You know, they're like, I respect you. Let me put my dick in your mouth. You can put your dick in my mouth because we're going to suck each other off now. And that's completely fine. And next week, because of the GM, William Regal, there will be a rematch for the NXT title. Adrian Neville gets that rematch against the new champion, Sami Zayn. I don't see that match actually happening. You got to figure Kevin Owens is going to get involved. If the match does happen, I'm not looking at it to be the classic that we saw at TakeOver. We'll see what happens. I'm sure Kevin Owens will insert himself into this match just as they inserted their penises into each other's mouths during this promo. First matchup of the night, Curtis Axel versus Hideo Itami. And the first thing I see that I noted was, why the fuck doesn't anyone care about Curtis Axel? I mean, really? He's in there and he's working a good match against Itami, and nobody's reacting. I mean, the crowd just doesn't care, and I don't get it. He's got a good look. He's very, very solid in the ring. He can talk a little bit. I mean, what is this guy missing? Do you guys out there know? Do you have some insight that I don't have? Can someone tell me why Curtis Axel is not getting over with the fans? What is going on here? What is going on? There are guys like Cesaro who are fucking huge over. They're just super, super over. And yet can't get anywhere in the company. Yet Curtis Axel got pushed, got put with the hottest manager in the company, but nobody can give a fuck about this guy, and I don't get it. Is it because he's relying too heavily on the past of his family? I mean, should he drop the perfect gimmick completely? You know, the better than perfect, coming out to the revamped music. I mean, that type of stuff. Or should he just go full out Mr. Perfect? I mean, shave the beard, maybe grow out the hair a little bit, ponytail it up. I mean, what should he do here? What's left for Curtis Axel at this point? I don't know. But Hideo Itami, who I really noticed, and this is maybe something that you don't normally notice about wrestlers, especially coming from a guy, but Hideo Itami's got some fucked up teeth, and he's an ugly man. He's got an ugly little face on him, and he's getting contorted and stretched by Axel, and I'm just like, and I know I'm an ugly chud myself, and that's why I feel completely secure in calling someone else ugly, because I'm ugly. I know ugly when I see it because I see it every day. So it's okay. Good match. Axel and Itami really had a nice, decent match. It wasn't super long, but they work well together. I mean, both of these guys can go, and Itami can work with literally anybody. But an ugly finish, I thought. I didn't like the kick at the end. No tease on the GTS. Why not just let him use it at this point? I don't see why not. I don't know whose fault it was, but the kick didn't look clean, and the finish was kind of ugly, but still, overall, good match. Next up, backstage promo, Tyson Kidd and Natalya talking. She's fielding the interview for Tyson because apparently Tyson is preparing for a match he has next week, and he can't be bothered this week because he's taking on Finn Balor next week. So don't talk to him this week. Yes, I went back and forth twice because it was so goddamn confusing and so weird of a thing. And the reality is we know the match has already happened. It's already been taped. And he was just preparing then. But still, that was a weird way to go. And then there's still, going on about the tension between the two of them, Natalya and Kidd. And go check on my cats. Our cats, TJ. Our cats. Now, I feed them. When the cats get sick, I chew up their food. Stop coughing, wife! Stop it. You're ruining it. You're ruining it. She's ruining my bit. Sorry. I'm thinking that one was deliberate. Yeah, just a little bit. How about I turn the camera towards you? Huh, Meryl Streep? Not Meryl Streep, Glenn Close. I always call her Glenn Close because she's got the Glenn Close hair. Anyway, so a weird promo, funny. I thought it was really funny. Tyson Kidd, for some reason, I think this gimmick works for him. Natalya playing this weird, strange type of character that she does, which I'm not too sure is very far from who she is. It works. I don't know if the cat hoodie works that Tyson's wearing and this whole Catman thing that he's doing. I don't know if that works, but it's entertaining, and I kind of dig it. So I let it go. Next up, I have not really seen this next women's wrestler, this next diva, Alexa Bliss, very often. But first thing I noticed, man, she's a cute little pixie, isn't she? My God. She's having a matchup with Sasha Banks. Starts off, they let Alexa get a little bit of offense in, and then Sasha goes to work. I am no longer in the club that Sasha was good because she was working with Charlotte. Sasha's a good wrestler, plain and simple. She knows how to control a ring. She knows how to dictate action. She knows how to control pace. And Alexa looks like she's got some decent skills herself, but she's still very green, it seems. And it was a good little match. It was cool. Short, but it was fun. Wasn't terrible at all. Banks with the submission victory, the Banks statement, which is friggin' nasty. I like those two-part maneuvers. It's a power move, then followed up with a submission hold, and it's just disgusting. It's a great move. I'd like to see it adapted by someone in the men's division. That would be kind of cool to see because it's a really, really nice move. Next up, gay Christian, Tyler Breeze, in a match against Chad Gable, the former Team USA Olympic team member. I mean, Chad Gable, I know Chad Gable's name. I've read about him. I've seen him before. I know he's a hell of a wrestler. It seemed like the crowd really wanted to get into Gable, but it could also be because Tyler Breeze is a douche nozzle. You just never know. How can anybody seriously think that they're going to cheer a frickin' Zoolander reject like Tyler Breeze. I like Tyler Breeze a little. I think he's decent in the ring. This is another match. It had a very strange ending, and it's Gable's fault. Gable had a submission hold or an illegal submission hold on the ropes, lets it go, and then for some reason, as Tyler Breeze is selling the arm injury, Gable walks head down like he was hurt directly into a finisher of Tyler Breeze. It was just very strange. Gable's got some work to do, but I see some potential. It's always a good thing when they put you in a onesie like that, a wrestling onesie, a wrestling tights, and try to build you that way. I mean, I think that they see some potential in Chad Gable. I see it too. He's got a good look. They got to find a proper gimmick, and he needs to go back and get some work in because I think he could be something special. He's got a nice little look to him. Main event time, tag team titles up for grabs. The Vaudevillains versus the Lucha Dragons. And this, I don't know if I give a fuck about either one of these tag teams. I'm certainly not a Lucha Dragons fan. If you've been watching the show for a while, I have not really been high on them because I can't stand Sin Cara. I don't care who's playing him. It doesn't matter if it's Mystico or Hunico. I don't give a shit. I don't like the character. He still just continues to botch. He's not clean. This was not a very dirty match as far as mistakes, but it just didn't hold my attention, and I really don't know why. The Vaudevillains, they're just such a strange tag team, and it's such a strange concept because they really don't look like wrestlers, man. They don't. And I'm not saying that everybody else does, but they look so poncy. They look so retarded. And I know that's the point of the gimmick. I get that. But there's a reason why, there have not been a tag team like them in the past. It's because I don't think the gimmick works. The only way the gimmick would work, I would think, was if it would be with two really ripped guys. Like if you took the dudes from, remember the Family Guy skit, steak and eggs and steak. That is what we're having for breakfast. Delicious. Those guys, the 1920s, 1930s, whatever, workout guys. They looked exactly like the Vaudevillains, just bigger and muscular. That would make more sense to me. I think that would work as a gimmick. But these guys just don't work for me, and I don't really know why. And I know I've kind of flip-flopped on them. I've talked about how I like the idea of the Vaudevillains, but the more that I see them, the more I don't see them as a major tag team. I certainly don't see them as an Ascension. I don't see this gimmick working in the WWE. I don't see them bringing this gimmick to the WWE. So I don't understand the point of continuing to have them in NXT as this gimmick, especially in tag team title chase. Now, it's possible now that Lucha Dragons actually beat them this time and there's no controversy behind it that they're done and we're going to move on to a new team. But I'm not so sure. I wouldn't be surprised if this continues because William Regal seems to have an affinity for the Vaudevillains. So overall, I really enjoyed the hour. It was a good show once again. It wasn't as great as always. I think this week, with only having a couple of major stars and matches, really, if you want to get technical about it, only one super major blue chipper was in action, and that's Hideo Itami. Other than that, I mean, this show seemed to miss fucking Neville and Zayn in matches. Finn Balor, who will wrestle next week. Kevin Owens. It would have been nice to get Kevin Owens involved. Just, if not with the promo that Zayn cut, then at least have him do a match, something. Let's see Kevin Owens on TV. But we didn't get any of that. And, I mean, not having Baron Corbin and fucking, what's his name? Goddamn, the guy he's going to fight next week. The other one that I, obviously, Bull. I don't know, who I just don't even give a shit about. On the show, I think that hurts it. I know they're wrestling next week, and that's fine. But, it showed a new depth of NXT in a lot of ways because we got to see different people wrestle and the matches were still really solid. But I think you're missing the stars. And I know that's not necessarily what NXT is about. NXT is not about the big stars, and that's great. That's what makes NXT fantastic. But it's still, I was missing them a little bit this week. I'm not going to lie. Still give the show a 7. I thought it was very solid. It was a lot of fun to watch. It being only an hour also helps, I think, because it's not as much of a time investment. So even when you have a little bit of a lull in the show, you're not really feeling it because it's only an hour. It's not a 3 hour, like, oh my God. And you're really feeling those 3 hours tick by. So, it was a really good show. I thought it was probably still I haven't watched SmackDown yet. I'm about to watch it right after this. But I still think NXT was probably the best show on TV this week. Some people may argue TNA was better. I don't agree. A lot of people, there are some people who thought that Lucha was better. Again, I don't agree. And it has nothing to do with I'm a WWE guy because I'm not. I mean, I'm a wrestling guy. I like wrestling. Do I tend to be a little more supportive of WWE? Sure, but it's really only because I think it's the best product that's on of these promotions right now. And I'm not even saying that's a good thing because it's not a great product, but neither are the other promotions. TNA isn't wowing anybody, and neither is fucking Lucha. So, I mean, let's get away from that whole mind thought that, oh, David's just a WWE mark, because that's simply not fucking true. So it's all gravy. I think that about wraps this review up. Remember, I got another review going today, and maybe a couple other videos, who knows. But thanks for joining me once again right here on Dead on Dave Productions. And I want to welcome everybody who's new to the channel. We've been having a lot of new subscribers lately, some new Twitter guys, a lot of cool stuff. So I just really want to say thank you guys for joining. Welcome aboard. Thank you for subscribing. And let me know, interact. This channel is about interaction. Let me know what you want to see. Give me your opinions. And regardless of anything else that happens today, tomorrow is the viewer questions show. So if you have any viewer questions that you want answered for tomorrow's show, make sure you go back to last week's show and post your questions right there at the bottom. Last Sunday's show, right at the bottom, boom, and I will answer them this week. Okay? I might even go ahead and create a new playlist that are just viewer questions. All right? So thanks. Have a really good rest of the day, and we will see you a little bit later on right here on Dead on Dave Productions. I'm out. Peace.